It's the SKOR North Twins Show. Baseball.
All right, Declan's grinding through power outages at the SKOR North headquarters that we don't use that often, partly because it's like a 35-year-old AM radio studio that has some issues. We're grinding through here today.
But somehow is the most operational studio, I think, right now in the entire building. And that includes a TV station, 2 other radio stations, and plenty of other people hard at work. So,
yikes, man.
It's kind of hilarious.
So, okay, a couple things here on this brief edition of the SKOR North Twin Show. I will hit you guys with a random twin of the week. But it is, now that the World Series is 3-0 and you can kind of feel the offseason, the hot stove is firing up.
Reckless speculation.
I don't know if it's going to be fully hot for the Twins this winter, but a couple interesting articles that Dex floated to us via email here. I want to start with this hypothetical Byron Buxton trade from Bleacher Report. So consider this a reckless speculation. Would you consider doing these things? Okay. So buried at the bottom of this article is an American League 3-team trade between the Orioles, the Twins, and the Astros. And I'll spare you all the names here, but the Twins would send Byron Buxton to the Houston Astros, and the Twins would send maybe some cash considerations because Buxton still has, even at base level, $15 million a year left on the deal. I think there's like 4 years left on the contract. And the Twins would get first baseman DH Ryan Mountcastle, 27-year-old kind of semi-veteran player from Baltimore, infielder Max Wagner from Baltimore, and left-handed pitcher Colton Gordon from Houston. Would you entertain trading Byron Buxton? Is the main question here.
No. I would not. Now I know like Ryan Mountcastle, like he's a fine, serviceable first baseman.
Yeah, he's kind of a guy.
I would have to definitely dig more on what Wagner and Colton Gordon would mean for this team long term. But even with Byron Buxton, let's just say only playing in 105 to 110 games tops, he is going to be worth more than what Ryan Mountcastle can bring over a full season. So
by the way,
I would probably be out on that.
Max Wagner's a former second-round pick. He is he's a third baseman, second baseman that's made it as high as Double-A, where he has mostly struggled offensively. He's a 22-year-old, kind of in the lower levels of the minor league, kind of struggled. And then Colton Gordon is a 25-year-old former 8th-round pick. He's a starting pitcher that has largely peaked at Triple-A here. So I don't even think he's made his major league debut. So just kind of a couple bodies. You'd be getting out from the Buxton contract and freeing yourself from your second most expensive asset. Judd?
So first off, it is reckless speculation. So we all are aware that he does have a full no trade clause. This is just fun speculation among friends. Absolutely. Absolutely, I consider it. Yeah, I mean, look, the days of him being this special talent that, is someday going to play 140 games, the ship has sailed. If I can get a return for him that I see as being fair, and you're not going to rob a team now. Like, it's not like, oh my God, they got Buxton and now, because, I think we're all acutely aware of the fact that we're fortunate if he plays, or his new team would be 100 games. But would I consider a trade? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. If he's a theory, and he always will be. And when he can play the outfield, he's still damn good, and I think he can contribute. But I think the days of him being somehow untouchable because next year he'll stay healthy or not are gone now. So yes, I consider it.
I'd push back on a theory. I think we know who he is. I think he's an injury-prone player that's really good when he plays, and I don't think there's any more theory here. Like I you're probably trying to insinuate the theory of what if he plays 162 games.
Exactly.
I think 95% of Twins fans have accepted the fact that will not happen. Like, that's just not going to happen anymore. And what you get from him is when he's active and when he's healthy, he's a difference maker. And the theory of him, especially when you hit, like, what? He's now 30 years old. He's been in the big leagues for 9 seasons. Like, the theory portion of his career is completely gone.
Which is why I am completely open to trading him if you could, which you probably can.
And see, I think if the only reason that you're, because in those call it 80 to 100 games, if he can play like 50 to 60%, which is more realistic than if he can play 120 or 130, you got to pencil him in for like 80 to 100 games. In those 80 to 100 games, even at age 30, he is still a really valuable player. He can still roam around in center field defensively. He can get really hot with the bat and carry your lineup for weeks at a time. So you have to make a decision. Is the value that he brings in 80 to 100 games for $15 million a year in a non-salary cap league, mind you? I know they're not going to even new ownership if they come in, which they won't before the season starts. Is that more valuable than trading him for, like, this proposed deal is literally just like a random guy, AAA right-hander, kind of a former second-round pick, middle infielder that hasn't figured it out yet. And by the way, you have a sea of position players, including middle infielders right now in your organization. And then Mountcastle, who's like a kind of above average to average first baseman.
He's fine.
Is that worth getting out for? If they're trading him for financial reasons, that's ridiculous to me.
I agree.
You should be adding to this thing. You should be going back to fans with your wallet open and your arms out saying, hey, we should have done this a year ago. Now, of course, I'm saying that to an ownership group that has put the team up for sale.
Right.
So I can't imagine they have a ton of incentive. They probably have more incentive to just get rid of Buxton's $15 million for 25 cents on the dollar than to, add payroll to this thing. We're kind of caught between what is the plan to sell the team and do they have actual plans to put a winning product on the field in 2025, or is it just a transition year until there's new ownership?
From a baseball standpoint, though, like, Dex is probably right. Like, the theory was, hey, if this dude plays 145, that's gone now. And my opinion is this. If I was a GM, he's hurt so much, I would prefer, with my salary, to go out and get a center fielder who I know can play, because their problem is, because I would guess of the constraints, despite the fact it's a no cap league, is every year except for Michael Taylor, when it turns out they were never going to play Byron in the outfield, every year they have no plan. And so he misses this slew of games, and it's like, who's going to go play? Austin Martin, you go play center. Willie Castro, you go play center. I would rather have reliability there than 85 games of, okay, he can play, but if you are making out the lineup card, you are at the mercy of, can he even go for a huge slew of games? I would prefer to invest in someone I knew could play.
Sounds like, too, though, and now he has also battled injuries in the minors. He had a thumb issue that kept him in and out of the lineup, but Emmanuel Rodriguez is going to be brought into spring training and mostly be playing center field. So, I mean, that's probably their answer. I agree with Judd. Yeah,
that'd be good. That
you probably need a capable backup plan if you literally know your cornerstone center fielder cannot play 40% of the season. Maybe that is Emmanuel Rodriguez, who might be an absolute stud for you, by the way, too. He kills pitching in the minors. He's a freak athlete, but he's also battled injuries. I think he might be, though, their internal backup option.
Yeah, and there's just certain positions, center field and shortstop being probably number 1 and number 2, that you can't just find in free agency. Right. You don't just get to go to the starting center fielder store and go pay $10 million and look, this is great. There's probably 15 bona fide, legit Buxton caliber when he's healthy or better even center fielders. So your best hope is what Dex just said, that someone comes up internally and now you just it'd be great if Buxton and Rodriguez could commingle as center fielders until Buxton is closer to the cliff. Here's another one. I'm going to float these names out to you guys. It is reckless speculation season, so.
Reckless speculation. Speculation.
Jim Bowden, former Major League General Manager, now a reckless speculator with The Athletic.
He's
Love him.
fantastic at recklessly
He's great.
speculating.
He's great.
Some
No
of it's
contest.
kind of sourced, but some of it's not really.
I don't.
So he ranked the top 45 free agents in Major League Baseball, and the Twins were mentioned. I think they mentioned multiple teams for each one, but the Twins
Yes.
were mentioned next to 10 of those 45 free agents. So I'm gonna go through this list. You earmark or make a note, and we don't know exactly what the projected contracts are necessarily. Bowden puts some projections in here. There's so much we don't know about what the Twins intend to do, payroll wise, etc. But I'll give you these names. You stop me if I hit on one you like. 32-year-old starting pitcher Sean Manaea from the Mets, 3.5 ERA, 184 strikeouts, and 181 innings last year.
I like him. I think he outpriced himself, though, because he was really good with the Mets last year. That would have been a guy that would have been ideal to bring in
Yep.
for this season.
Yeah,
We're talking $20+ million a year there for him.
Yep.
probably too much.
Jack Flaherty, Michael
Also-
Wacha.
This is your class. This is it.
Yeah.
Like this is an earmarked one that they'll go after.
Kansas City
100%.
last year, right?
Waka.
Oh, Michael Wacha.
Yeah.
Waka.
No,
Flaherty they're out on.
Flaherty's
No
going to
shot.
be way too much for them.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
no
be
shot.
Bowden projects 3 years, $68 million for Flaherty, so like $23 million a year. Yeah, Wacha's 33, and at one point, like a long time ago with the Cardinals, he was considered
Really
"Man,
good.
This could be
Yeah.
one of the best young pitchers in the league. But his projected contract is 3 years, $54 million, so $18 million a year.
It's more than I thought.
Jurickson Profar, left fielder, Padres. Kikuchi, who we talked about at the trade deadline, went from Toronto to Houston.
What's his projected contract?
So he's 33 years old, and he's projected to sign a 3-year, $42 million deal,
Okay.
which is more reasonable. Jordan Montgomery was awful for the Diamondbacks,
Terrible.
This is a twin.
But it feels
but
like
they
a
think he might
classic-
exercise his $22 million player option and stay in Arizona.
Okay.
The owner ripped him to shreds. You guys see that like towards
Yeah,
the end of the year?
crazy.
That was awkward.
Yep. Nick Martinez, 34-year-old pitcher for the Reds, spending time as a starter and a reliever, which also could fit the Twins box of like, hey, 3 years, $40 million per Jim Bowden. Jose Quintana, who's still rocking it at 35 years old for the Mets last year, right?
Another classic move.
And then Alex Verdugo, outfielder, Yankees, Rhys Hoskins, who Dex and I have had a baseball crush on for a long time, first baseman, Brewers.
And didn't they kick the tires on Hoskins last winter and decide he was too expensive, and then the Brewers signed him? Declan, does that sound right?
I think there was some interest. I'm not sure how serious it was, but
Sure.
yes, I think there was some interest in Reese. I know Plouffe loved him too and wanted the Twins to go after him really bad as well.
So Al, those are some early names in reckless speculation season, and we'll put our
Reckless speculation.
own list together here in the coming weeks. But that's what the internet is saying about the Twins going into hot stove season.
So how much can they potentially spend based on how much payroll they can shed, do we think? Like if they trade Castro, that gets rid of some salary.
I think it's less than to account for the raises to like Correa and
Right.
Pablo Lopez.
Right.
I think it's less than $10 million if you say goodbye to a couple of your decently sized contracts. It's not.
They're not
There's
gonna
not. There's not like a $30 million window
Right.
of cash opening up here unless they go above and beyond what the payroll was last year.
I don't think I mean if you are trying to, or you have sufficiently to your liking right-sized the payroll and now you're trying to sell,
Yeah.
I don't see you spending anything except what might come out of the current payroll.
Yeah, it's and we can do a dissection once the season officially ends here. I think we're gonna line up a bunch of reckless speculation, off-season blueprint type stuff here on the SKOR North Twins Show. It's time now for a random twin of the week.
Baseball.
Judd versus Declan this week. Judd with back-to-back wins. 18 career wins for Judd, 20 for Declan, 23 for me. When whoever loses gives the clues the next week. So I'm the loser from last week. I have clues for you guys. The last handful of random twins are Rich Becker, Lance Lynn, Casey Fiend, Logan Morrison, Todd Jones. You each get up to 3 incorrect guesses. If one of you hits a third strike, the other one wins automatically. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Let's go.
This random twin was a graduate of Southeast High School in Bradenton, Florida. He also attended Manatee Community College in Bradenton, Florida.
Manatee.
Yeah.
The Sea Cow.
He and his wife, Melinda, have 2 children. I don't know if they're beautiful children. I have not seen, never met this player's children.
Have you met this player?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Great question.
I don't believe I have met this player.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
Bradenton.
I don't recall meeting this player.
Bradenton. Spring training home of the Pirates. McKechnie Field. Okay.
Okay. All right.
This random twin was a 6th round draft pick who spent 8 seasons in the major leagues. This random twin, his last career plate appearance in the major leagues came with the Cincinnati Reds. The Redlegs. This random twin was a one-time All-Star.
I feel like I know what you're doing again, and
Yep.
I greatly appreciate it.
What if I'm throwing you a fastball and you think it's a
Yeah.
curve?
I know.
That's
No,
true.
it's my job to dissect it. I think I know what you're doing. I'm not saying I know
Let's
what
go,
you're
Aaron
doing.
Judge.
Well, you
I'm
fire
not
the
saying I
hitter,
know
though.
what you're
That's
doing. I'm not
you do.
throwing any stones here. I'm praising you.
Here, is this a fastball or a curveball? This player had a career 250 batting average.
So what you're saying is this pitcher could hit.
This random twin had a career high in his best season of 6.6 wins above replacement.
Wow. That's a great year. That's Cy Young votes or MVP votes. Did that season come with the Twins?
Yes. Although I will say that I don't believe this player received MVP or Cy Young votes in that season.
Okay, I'm going to take a
Interesting.
guess. I'm going to take a guess here. I'm doing a little bit of a thought process. I think we're talking about a pitcher. I'm going to guess John Smiley.
John Smiley.
I won't be upset if that's it.
Okay.
It's a good guess, but incorrect.
Well, I think
or
he ended
maybe
with
it's a
the
bad
Reds.
guess. Could be
I
a
think-
bad guess.
I think he ended with the Reds.
Yeah. Let's see here. According to Baseball Reference, that 6.6 WAR season was the 11th best single season performance in Twins history at that position. So of all the single season performances, wins above replacement at that position, his 6.6 WAR season was the 11th best at that position.
No. That's not possible.
Judd, just so you know, too, 667 career OPS for this player, this random twin.
What was it?
667 career OPS.
Okay.
I'll take a guess. Is it Doug Minkiewicz?
Ooh, Dougie. I have met Doug Minkiewicz.
You have, okay.
Yeah.
Tweeting up a storm last night about the play dump. Didn't like the play dump in the Dodgers Yankees.
He's got
game.
Twitter fingers, man.
Oh,
he's got Twitter
He's
fingers.
got a lot of thoughts. He's got a lot of thoughts.
Just lighting up
I love
the world.
Dougie baseball.
Oh, I love Dougie.
Doug is a great baseball man. He's like a quintessential ball guy.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? Doug.
Oh yeah, he can't get enough of the clubhouse being around.
So let's see here. Where should I go next? Let's go. This random twin played in 3 career playoff games, all with the Twins.
It's not that. I burned a guess, so I can't do a lot more.
Oh, no.
This
3?
random, 3 career playoff games, all with the Twins.
I'm stuck on he ended with the Reds.
Me too.
If I can get the highlighter out.
Hmm.
One-time All-Star.
This random twin was drafted by the Seattle Mariners and was traded to the Minnesota Twins.
Okay, I'm gonna guess again. No. He can't. He couldn't have hit that well. Never mind.
God, who is this?
Drafted by the Mariners
Yep.
and
Yep.
traded to the Twins.
Oh,
So all that talk about the 6.6 WAR season is great. This random twin also had 3 seasons of a negative wins above replacement in his career. In fact, it's tough to find a twin in team history that was simultaneously as bad and good in his Twins career than this player.
I don't think this guy ever played in a... No,
you
and we
100% have met this guy. It can't be him.
So he had negative? Oh, boy.
It's not him. But
There's
there's an obvious guy, but keep going.
This random twin made $21 million playing baseball.
Whoa. 21 million?
Yeah.
Over 8 seasons?
Mm-hmm. According to Baseball Reference.
No, I believe... No.
I don't know. I'm just reading the prompter.
I'm trying to, like, there's a lot of good here, and then there's bad, and then that 21 million seems really low if you were good.
Well, keep in mind, like, your first 6 years are completely team control, right? With some arbitration.
Yeah, so you got
it's
2
tough
years,
to-
and yeah.
Let's say it's safe to say that this random
No, it's not
twin
him.
definitely signed a contract, and it was regrettable. It was regrettable. This random twin.
One question. That 6.6 WAR
Yeah.
was with the Twins and is the 11th best single season at that position.
Yep, in Twins history.
In Twins history, right.
Yeah.
Right.
All 3 of his playoff games came in the same year, the same playoff year.
Oh my God, who is this?
Hold on. I have to dig deep.
A 6.6 WAR, dude. Like that.
Yeah. It's
That's
crazy.
a great season.
It is.
Can't be that guy.
Yep. I'll say, I mean, if it's not obvious, he racked up that WAR with his arm much more than his bat. Let's put it that way. This random twin played for these Major League Baseball teams. So he was drafted by the Mariners, never played for the Mariners,
Okay.
but he played for 3 Major League teams.
Okay.
The Reds, the Twins, and the Royals. He played in 193 career Major League Baseball games.
Is
And
it oh God, what was his name? The guy who is this? Keep going. Keep going. I'm flustered.
His
193.
full first and last name
Yep.
are combined 2 syllables.
Is it Castro?
I'm gonna give me like another name, like
Is it like a one? What, like a shortstop?
No.
like
no.
a Juan. Is that an official guess?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it like a Juan Castro?
Yeah, it was like Juan Castro, right?
Judd's got 2 strikes. We're gonna ding Judd for that.
No, I deserve to be dinged. But he
Okay,
played for
100
He's a pitcher, to be clear.
Yeah.
He's a
okay.
he's a
Because
pitcher.
193 games in 8 years doesn't add up as a hitter. Dude,
He had a 10.27 career ERA with the Royals. Did not go well.
Who is this?
He played for 2 different Twins managers,
Okay.
Tom Kelly and Ron Gardenhire. His best season came with Tom Kelly as his manager.
Oh my God. Is this Joe Mays?
Yes, it's
Yes,
Joe
thank
Mays.
God.
Oh, thank God it's over.
Good Lord.
Thank God it's over.
Joe Mays.
I've never been so relieved in my life.
It's Joe Mays, dude.
Oh.
It's Joe Mays.
I've never been
Let's
so
go,
relieved.
Dex.
I've never been so relieved in my life. Nice job, Declan. I'm just glad it's over. Watch that baseball.
It's Joe Mays. man.
God.
One ALCS, right? One game, one of the ALCS.
Yeah,
for the
he
Twins?
pitched. I think he
Yeah, he had
pitched
one
2
really
games in
good
that
year.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was lights out in 2001.
Oh my God.
So Joe Mays, there it is, your random twin of the week.
God.
One of the best pitchers in the league in 2001.
Yep.
Led the league in ERA plus. Somehow
Yep.
did not get Cy Young votes.
I'd be
which is
mad at myself,
travesty,
except
so.
I'm so glad it's done that I'm just joyous. I'm joyous about it being done.
All right, Judd's got the clues for next week's random twin of the week.
random
This
twin.
is the SKOR North Twin Show.
Thank God it's over.